Okay, I'm just going to go over the midterm, what the final project should look like, and then I'll get into the rubric and everything that you need to have in the project and in the folder. So this is what you're going to create for the midterm, something like this.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. DeBar, and this is Video Broadcaster.
So that's it. I'm going to put this over here. Let's take a look at what you need to have in order to complete this midterm. The first thing that you need, well, I should say the last thing that you're going to turn in on your flash drive will be a folder titled your last name and then the word midterm. And in that folder, you need to have, you don't have to have this audio, you don't have to use the microphone, you can just use the camera mic. So if you don't want to merge, take the time to use the microphone and then merge that audio with the video. You don't have to do that, but you do need to have an intro that's exported from After Effects. You're going to need an MP4 titled your last name and the word final, or just final. I'll have to look at the rubric here in a second. You need a Premiere Pro project titled final. That's where you're going to get this MP4 from. You need some green screen footage of you talking, and you need an intro After Effects project. So this intro AVI was created from After Effects, this AVI file. You're going to need to create an After Effects project titled intro, and then from that you'll export an intro with your last name and the word intro. You'll need some sort of music. Again, listen to youtube.com if you want to grab some music off YouTube, and then go to listen to YouTube, export as MP3, and just title it music. And this doesn't need to be in there. So that's what you'll need in your folder when you turn it in. Let's look at this intro, the project again. Here's what it's going to look like, something like this.
What's up, everybody?
Let's do that again.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. DeBar, and this is Video Broadcaster.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about the music matching up there at the end like mine does, but let's look at the rubric and see if we can break it down. So the rubric, and this will be posted in the classroom, it shows you need a folder on your flash drive titled your last name and the word midterm, and then that folder should include the After Effects project, and from that After Effects project you're going to export the intro that you create in there, and you'll save it as your last name and the word intro. You need some video of you in front of the green screen saying your name and video broadcast journalism. And then you need a Premiere Pro project titled last name and final. And from that, you're going to export that into an MP4, which will be titled your last name and final. And then you need an MP3 in this folder titled music. All right, so intro background. It says intro created in After Effects included a background with a radial background. You need a radial background. Or it shouldn't be called radial background. Sorry. Let's see. What am I trying to say? Gradient. Wow. That should say gradient. So let's see. Sorry. This should say with a radial gradient. And that's capitalized. All right. That has two shades of the same color. Okay. So if we look at this, you can see the background here. Two different shades of gray. It doesn't have to be gray. You could choose blue. It would be two different shades of blue. Two different shades of red, whatever it is, but going from light to dark or dark to light, however you want to do it. So this background is just a shape layer, and has two shades of the same color. The intro text layer. Intro included a text layer with student's last name. So you can see in this file, I just have my last name here. You're going to put your last name in the project. And then shape layer. So if we go back here, you can see I have a shape layer here. It's just a rectangle. You can have a square, you could have a circle, you could have a triangle, whatever shape layer you want to create in there. You just need a shape layer. And then animation. So that text layer and the shape layer both need to be animated onto the screen. Neither layer can be visible at the beginning of the intro. So if we go back here, you can see there's nothing there. So you can animate these in. I did mine by scale. Went from 0 to 100, a little bit above 100 actually, and then back to 100. But you can do it by position. It could be off the screen and just fly on. It could be centered here and just the opacity turned down so it's invisible and then turns visible. Whatever you want to do to animate both the text layer and the shape layer onto the screen. But neither can be visible at the beginning. Intro keyframes. So all keyframes in the intro must be easy eased. And I have in the review, I explain how to do that. At least one layer, either the text or shape, needs to be edited in the graph editor. So if I go and look at this here and look at the keyframes, I'll do it for both layers. You can see these are eased in. And to ease keyframes, again, I go over in the review. But the graph editor, also gone over in the review. One of these layers, either the shape layer or the text layer, needs to be edited in the graph editor. So if I highlight keyframes for this shape layer and go to the graph editor, you can see these have been modified here, the graph editor. And again, I go over that in the review. What else? Intro effects. Either the text layer, shape layer, or both must include a drop shadow and, it should say and CC light sweep effect that are animated on the layers. So you need to have those effects and they need to be animated. You can see here's the drop shadow and you'll see the light sweep here come up. That was really quick. You can see there's a light sweep here going across the text layer, and the drop shadow is also animated onto the text layer. You can see when the text layer comes on, there's nothing, and as it goes forward, that drop shadow grows, and then a light sweep goes across the text layer. There's no, I didn't put either effect on this shape layer. You don't have to. But you do need to use both of these effects, and they need to be animated. At least one of them needs to be animated. So meaning you can just have the drop shadow appear in its final state, but then the light sweep needs to be animated across. Or you can animate both like I did. Okay, there's that. Intro effects. Yeah, intro export. So then once you're done with that, creating that stuff in After Effects, you're going to export it, and it will export as an AVI file, and you'll save that in the folder as your last name and intro. And then you'll go over to Premiere. You're going to shoot some green screen footage here, just you in front of the green screen stating your name and the class, which is video broadcast, like I do here.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. DeBar, and this is Video Broadcast Journalism.
So I just say my name and the class name, which is Video Broadcast Journalism. You need that. Premiere Ultra key. So you're going to have some green screen footage, right? This isn't the right one. Maybe if I will open that up here. Open recent. Hopefully I'm opening the right one. Let's see. Yeah. Yep, so I have some green screen footage in here. Whoops, green screen. Where did I put it? Sorry. There it is. So I have this green screen footage in here, and you just need to take the green screen out and mess with the matte cleanup so that it looks decent. You can see obviously I've taken the green screen out, and there's a background there. It's not it's not 100% awesome. You can still see like a green outline around there, and that's okay. But yours needs to take the green screen out. Let's see. Premiere background. So project must include a background with a color other than black. You can have a gradient if you so choose, placed behind the video. Obviously I have a background here. I chose white. It's just a solid color. I didn't use a gradient. But that was my background, and I just made that in Premiere, and I go over that in the review. And then titles. Project must include a title that says Video Broadcast Journalism. So you can see here I have this title, Video Broadcast Journalism, and must animate on top of the video footage. So I animated this in After Effects with some masks and stuff. You certainly don't have to do that. You can just animate it, again, using the scale. It can go from 0 to 100, or the opacity. You can just have it stay right here and just go from invisible to 100% clear, however you want to do that. But the words Video Broadcast Journalism need to animate on top of this video footage. And Premiere transition. So project must include some sort of transition from the intro to the video footage and from the video footage to the outro. This can be the same transition. So here you can see this was right in Premiere. I used this page peel. Right, there's a transition going from the intro into the video, and then at the end.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. DeBar, and this is Video Broadcast Journalism.
I actually created this transition in After Effects. You certainly do not have to do that. You can just put the same page peel or dissolve or whatever you want going from the video footage back to now the outro. But it just needs to have two transitions going from intro to video and then video to outro. And then Premiere speed duration. It says project must duplicate the intro, reverse the speed, and place it at the end of the project. So if you look in this Premiere project, here's the intro the AVI file I got from After Effects. All I did was copy it, pasted it at the end, and reversed it. And I go over that in the review, how to reverse it, doing speed duration. And then I changed the speed of it there. You don't have to do that, but it's just it's an outro because it's animating out, I guess. So you can see it's just in reverse. And then what else? Speed duration. Music. Project must include some sort of music that is faded out during the video footage and faded back in during the outro and then back out at the end. I can do without this and, I guess. So basically, if we watch this again, music's at full volume, and then it fades out. It's still playing, but fades out so that I can hear myself here.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. DeBar, and this is Video Broadcast Journalism.
And then fades back to 100% here when it goes from the video back to the outro. And then it fades out at the end. So, and you can actually see right here where it goes from 100% fades down, and that's the duration of while I'm talking, and then it fades back up to 100, and then at the end it fades out. All right, so you need that, and you project export. The final project must be exported as an MP4 and saved to the midterm folder on the student's flash drive with the title of Final. And if you look here, there it is, Final MP4. And that's basically just taking this project, which I've also saved in the folder, and then hitting File, Export Media, save it as MP4. All right, so that's it. That's your midterm. There's the rubric. make sure your video has all of that stuff, and in the folder you have all of that stuff. But that's it. This is what you're creating. Good luck. Have a blast. And we'll see you later.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. DeBar, and this is Video Broadcaster.